Hi and welcome back to Emma Russell Studio. If you're new here, I'm Emma and this is my art studio where we learn fun different watercolor tutorials, mainly florals, but today you're in for a treat. We are actually learning the process of letting go with color opacity, and we're going to be painting half of a butterfly. So grab your paper and your brushes and let's get started. So today, to start out our butterfly painting, I have mixed up some colors over here. I have cadmium red with yellow ochre to create this really pretty orange we're going to add in. Have a little bit of lamp eye black, some burnt sienna, or actually that's burnt umber, so more of a brown. We have some Winsor blue and then a little bit of rose. We might use the rose, might not, but we're going to start with the orange. And I really like to start out with a sketch. So if you need to, pause this video and you can kind of sketch out. We are just doing this half of the butterfly. So you can sketch out half of the butterfly. And we're going to really be going with color blending and just allowing the water to really allow pigment to bleed. So that's the whole point of this exercise. It's really, you know, kind of letting go of control, but also enjoying just the way that color can move. So I want to start with this bright orange because it's going to kind of be the brightest point of the painting. And you've seen, if you can see here with these pencil lines, I've created some lines because there are some details in the wings. Now, to preface this, I do not know much about butterfly anatomy. I just think they are beautiful and I love painting them. So we're going to kind of start with a circle-like shape right over here. And you see, I have a lot of orange on my brush. You might need to add a little bit more water. I have that pigment pretty thick, so pretty opaque, pretty coffee-like consistency. If you check out my tutorial of my color opacity exercise, I will put that below for your viewing enjoyment, and just to help you kind of understand the ratios of water to pigment. So I'm gonna put a little orange there. We're gonna kind of go along here, and you can either follow the exact pattern I'm doing, create your own pattern, but we're just gonna put like a few different sections of orange here. And after we do that is when we're going to start allowing the color to bleed. So I want you to clean your brush off. Don't dry it on your paper towel, just get a lot of the pigment out of it. I had a lot on my brush because I was mixing, so it might not take you as long to clean yours out. But then I want you to just get a lot of water and just tap. Tap where your color is, and you're gonna see it start to move around on your paper. So when you have a lot of color and you add water, when you have a lot of pigment and you add water, it tends to move more easily in brighter sections. So after doing that, we're then going to go and start to kind of get our browns in. So I want to put some up here by the eye, and I'm just going to lightly paint here, and then we're gonna get our black in and let that bleed. So just get its body here. Sorry. Birdie? No. Okay. It's time for you to go out. Let's see you a bit. Okay, so we're going to extend this brown, just a little line of it up here. Skip that spot. We're gonna put some orange up here in a minute, but here I wanna kind of go maybe over here. You can let the orange bleed into the brown. This is the really fun part. We are letting go of control and just letting the color just do what it wants to do. That can really be one of the fun things. One of my favorite things about watercolor is that you often will have a plan of how you want it to look, and it can come out completely different, but in a good way, not like, oh wow, this is awful. Now you can control it more, you know, with less water, but the whole point is to practice just letting go. Maybe get a little bit more brown. And again, you can put these colors wherever. You can see as I add the the pigment and more water, it is creating more movement. So maybe even grab some water over there, and you can kind of dip where the pigment is and just kind of dot it there, and it starts to move all around and create this really cool effect. Maybe we'll leave a little bit of white and kind of bring this around like so. Have a cool little pattern going on. And then let's put some brown up here in these little spots. Again, you can see more movement. Maybe I'll put a little circle shape here between these lines. Maybe one funky like that, maybe one over here. Very pretty. The cool thing is, since we're doing half of a butterfly, you don't have to worry about symmetry. You are just creating one side of it. Now, if you choose to after, feel free, go ahead and create that other half. Maybe challenge yourself to let go a little bit more. But for now, we're just doing this one half. We're gonna do some more brown over here. And now we're going to go in with some blue. So rinse our brush out really well, because you really don't want that brown to mix with the blue. And you're going to activate, if it's not active already, that blue, and maybe dry your brush a little bit. So here I've created this almost leaf-like shape. We're going to go in here and paint some blue. So I got some blue down, right? And now you can kind of create that stroke we will use for leaves in our florals. And we're going to create those three parts, and then dry your brush off a little bit more, grab any of the thicker pigment, and just dot it in there. Just let it flow where it wants to go. And then maybe let's create a little bit of blue over here, just a little circle, and maybe some hints of blue down here by the orange, because it will complement it quite well. Okay, now is the fun part, because we're gonna actually go in with a lot of black. The majority of this butterfly is very black. And since most of it is dry, it's not gonna do a lot of bleeding, because we don't want it to, you know, cover everywhere, but we're kind of just gonna outline around and leave a little bit more space if some of those areas are wet. And I want you to just outline and fill it in with the black. Like, this is dry, so I can go a little closer to it, but I want to leave room to create a line like here in the wings. So I'm going to kind of make these lines around here. But we're now going to just speed up this video and paint in the black. So can do so, and we will meet back after we fill that in. now that we have created most of the black there, we're going to leave a lot of this more beige where I haven't put the black. Now, first we're going to mix actually some brown and black together and create some lines. So let's start down here, kind of have it come up and break off in just some lines that slowly make their way up to the center of the butterfly, to its body. Maybe have an outline over here. And let's just have some black go in here, in those spots, and maybe a little bit there. So you're just kind of feeling it out of where you want these lines to go and just creating them. So now we're gonna kind of make a gradient. So it's gonna be perfect in adding that like color, just letting that color flow. So first we're gonna start with that deeper, darker brown. I'm gonna create it, like put it down here in these lower sections. It's okay if your black bleeds in. This is a whole part of the process. Then rinse your brush really well, and I want you to just sweep it up with the water. And then it's gonna end there in those little pockets where the color's already dried. So sweep it up here. It's like a beige, kind of a gray look, and we're just can do that in other sections. See how that black is bleeding in? Go rinse off that black though, because I don't want all that down there. Maybe get a little lighter brown to go up here. And then I want to put a pop more of orange right here by that blue. Just have it nice and bright. Maybe add a little bit more orange down here. Maybe add a little bit up here. And maybe some on these little parts. And up here is where I had us leave it white, and we're going to go in with that brown to create that line now that's dry. Let's go in. And now we can do that eye. So we're going to go on the outside, get your darkest color on that line, right? And now we're going to rinse our brush, pat it dry, and just pull a little bit of that color in, and then sweep your brush up there and get that antenna. And now we're just going to go in with a few little lines to finish up the body. Just add a little bit of pattern, make it a little more interesting. And we have our half of a butterfly. I hope you enjoyed this letting go process with watercolor. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to see some more videos, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you next time. Bye.